Okay, I think we are on YouTube now. Hello, YouTube. I'm here with Iago and Inês for one more English conversation. Just before we start, I will talk a little bit about how the platform works. Here in Talk and Talk, we are a platform where you can practice different languages, as English, Spanish, Italian, French, uh, and it's a safe place to practice. Normally, we have a host to guide the conversation, but it's normally we don't do corrections here in the conversation, just a free space to talk and change ideas. And that's it. In general, the idea of the platform. Um, before we start with the questions, normally we do a personal presentation to practice this part too and know each other better. So I will start with my presentation after I choose one of you to continue. So I'm Fernanda. I live in São Paulo. I work as a Spanish teacher nowadays, but last year I did my career transition to this area. In the past, I used it to work as a financial analyst, and I'm here in the platform. It has been 2 years, and I think that's it. I guide some French immersions here also, and I think that's it about me. And what about you, Inês?
Uh, Hello everyone, my name is Ines. I am 31 years old. I live in São Paulo. I am a data science student. I have a boyfriend. I have a cat named Leozinho, and I am excited to talk about the self-esteem.
Great, I love it, the name of your pet, Inês. Really good. Um, I didn't mention, but I have a dog, and his name is Scoopy. And you, Iago, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Hello, guys. My name is Iago. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Apoiarés, a really small town in the countryside of Ceará. Mm, Now I'm working as an instructional designer. Me and my husband, we have 6 cats in our house. I like to read, as you can see in my shelf. I just finished a book yesterday called Mais ou menos 9 horas. It's a national book from Brazilian author Vitor Martins. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Iago. So I think you really like cats, right?
Just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Is-
My husband
My bo-
tries to convince me to adopt more, but I think that I have to be the bad one this time because 6 is enough.
Very expensive.
Yes.
My friend have uh five cats. Mario, Tika, Fidel, uh, Marie e Panda. E Mel. 6.
6. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive. I don't know. Cats need space to play and run. They are more chill than dogs, I believe, but it's a lot of energy too to deal with. And 6 it's enough for now.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot already, you know. Wait, and I never had cats because the dog. I always had dogs, so my dogs didn't like the cats. So it was really complicated. Um, Guys, I will start with the question. So, I will go here with the first one. I will answer, and after I choose one of you to answer too. The question here. Do you think other people can influence someone's self-esteem, and how can they do that? Um, yes, I think it can happen. As if someone say bad things about you, it can make you feel not good with who you are, and it can influence your self-esteem. And sometimes it's really complicated to have like emotional intelligence of, okay, it's not true what this person is saying about me. I will not um, I will not care about what this person is saying. It's really complicated. Normally we take as it was truth. And what do you think, Iago?
I think that people can definitely influence someone else's self-esteem. I think that little comments that people can do about how you behave, about mostly about your appearance or your body, or I don't know, this kind of thing can be people what they immediately see about us. They can criticize, and that can influence our self-esteem. And yeah, I think that's what I think. What about you, Inês? I think she's frozen.
Inês, are you there?
Aqui, voltei.
Ah,
Uh,
it says, go on.
I think the people who must influence our self-esteem are the chosen we love, because we only want to please or impress, choose or matter those. Quem Mãe e pai, eu acho, mother e father, que é mais influenciam na nossa autoestima, principalmente na infância. E depois, quem a gente ama, tipo, marido, namorado, husband or boyfriend. É,
Yeah, it's really
entendeu?
interesting what you said, Inês, about how people closer from us, I don't know if it's right, influence in our thoughts. I think it's true that like if some with even for advices, we take more advices from people closest people, don't know, than from people that we don't have so much contact. So I agree with you. Guys, I think I will go for one more question. Inês, could you please read the third question and answer?
Autoestima,
Question number 3.
no word, self-love. Eu ainda tenho dificuldade em estruturar as frases, tá? Então, muitas vezes eu vou falar
No
palavras
problem.
soltas. Então, self-love Tem tudo a ver com você se amar e se perdoar. É isso.
Yeah, okay. But you understand while we are answering, right? Você entende nossas respostas?
Entendo perfeitamente, eu só não consigo falar.
Okay. Right. Okay. No problem. You can mix a little bit of Portuguese and English. Sometimes I do that, so it's normal. And what about you, Iago? What do you think?
I think the self-esteem is, for me, is how we see ourselves, how we perceive our emotions and our. I, I think the self-esteem is more connected to how we see our appearance. So, for example, if I'm not feeling that great, I might I might go to a barber shop and cut my hair and grow my beard, and then I feel good after that. You know, I think that self-esteem is really related in how we see in the mirror, but of course it's more deep than that because it's a lot of emotions that can influence our self-esteem, how we see ourselves, how we present ourselves to other people, how other people perceive ourselves. And yeah, I think that my street's really busy now. It's really loud. I don't know if you guys can listen to me, right? Okay. I think they are demolishing a house up here, so it's a little bit noisy. But yeah, for me, I think that I can define self-esteem mostly how we see ourselves and the emotions that can come to that. I think. What about you, Fernanda? What do you think?
Mm, I would define like loving yourself the way you are, and also respecting who you are. And I think it's also related to the confidence we have of our capacity to grow up and learn. So I think it's this, like, believe that you worth it, like believe that you have the ability to improve in everything you want, and yeah, that's it. I think it's sometimes it's difficult to define because uh, I don't I don't know. It's a little bit difficult to define this. What is self-esteem? But in my opinion, it's something like this. Um, okay, I think I will go for one more here. So I will read the next and answer. Do you have good self-esteem and why? Mm, I I think nowadays I have more than in the past, but it depends a little bit, like about the moment that I'm living. Sometimes I feel a little bit more sad, so my self-esteem is not so good in these times. But in general, I think it's good, but it could improve. Like I would like to um, take um, take a little bit better, um, take a little bit more attention in my appearance, how I dress or things like that. Sometimes I don't have so much vaidade, I don't know, in English. So sometimes I think I could improve this self-esteem. but I think it's okay, okay, not not so bad. And what about you, Iago?
I think that now I have a good self-esteem, but I have this thing with work and money that are I put on a very important place that it shouldn't be. Of course, our job and the money that we have to live our lives comfortably, it's important. But sometimes I think that I put these things too much on the top of my priorities. I think, and if I'm not feeling that great at work, that can influence my self-esteem because I might start to feel like nothing. Oh, nothing works. Nothing. Nothing is work for me. And now I think that now I can identify when something like this is happening, and I try to avoid these thoughts and these feelings. Of course, I feel them, but I try to when I when I'm conscious that they are coming into my head, I try to be more rational and say to me that that voice in my head is what the voice in my head is telling me is not true, because my work is not everything, having money is not everything, you know. So as I was saying, I have this thing related to work and money, but in general I think that now I could say that I have a good self-esteem. I think that when I see myself in the mirror, I am more kind to what I see to myself, because sometimes we might see to ourselves and I don't know the words in English, but diminuir a gente mesmo. That's not a healthy thing to do. Of course, sometimes we might not feeling that good about a thing. We always find flaws in ourselves, in our body, in our appearance. But I think that one thing that helped me to release this thought more was thinking was start to thinking that people don't care about me. Not in the way that, oh, nobody cares about me, but but the way that, oh, people, I think that what I'm thinking that people are thinking about me is not that. It's just it's just me overthinking things, you know. So I think that when I start to think like that, oh, I'm not that important. I People are not thinking about me or what I dress or how I look, and then I think that I started to feel more free and to and to not care so much about what people might say or really say or really think about me, you know. What about you, Inês? What do you think?
It's true. It's true. I I definitely don't have good self-esteem. I tend to be very critical of myself and put a lot of pressure on myself. I am a millennial and I have many issues with self-esteem and the imposter syndrome. Yes.
How old are you? I understood that you have 21, 23.
One, October, mês que vem, I 32.
Okay. So you're Gen Z, actually. I think that Fernanda and I are millennials. I'm in between my millennials and Gen Z.
I don't know. I have 25.
You're Gen Z too.
É sim,
Gen
né?
Z.
Ok. Okay. I imagine. Okay.
Gen Z é take easy, mas é very mais tranquilo, né? Take easy, são mais calmos.
Mm.
I think that your generation is more anxious. But I don't know, it depends, of course.
No, I think it's a good time for a topic here, like the generations, the difference between them in general. It's a good time. I like it. I will bring one day about it. Ah, I will go here for one more question as everybody answered this last one. Um, ah, I think it's the five. Inês, could you please read the question number 5 and answer? Oh,
I think Iago, fist you, please.
okay, no problem. You prefer I answer before? Is that? Você prefere que eu responda? Okay. Yes, this question is a little bit difficult. I think maybe some negative experiences in childhood can be one of the causes. Also, bad commentaries from your family and a lot of critics from people from your family. And also maybe suffering bullying at school can also influence. And bad experiences at job also with other people. I think normally this I don't know how to say these negative experiences in general um related to commentaries about your appearance or things you do can influence in cause a low self-esteem, in my opinion. And what about you, Iago?
Yeah, I think that our family is a main point on molding our self-esteem because most of our lives we are with our parents and our closer family, siblings, and people who are close. Um, and I think that family can cause a lot of damage sometimes in our self-esteem because I think that, for example, I have a problem with high cholesterol since I was 8. So it's something that I always needed to be careful. And we discovered when I was a child, and then I was a little chubby when I was a child, and then I have to go on a diet and to you know have a good balance in my cholesterol levels, and then I have to get skinny. I was a child there, and I was on a diet. It was not that good. So I think that for a long time when I was a teenager, I always thought that, oh, if I get a little bit fat, if I gain weight somehow, my cholesterol will not be fine, and then I'll have to go on a diet again. And then I was on this roller coaster with my body. Then I gain weight, and then I have to lose weight. And it was this battle when I was growing up, and my family was always like, oh, I think you're getting fat, your cholesterol might not be that good, I think we have to go on the doctor and you need to get on a diet again. And then I started to have these perceptions with my body and my appearance that I think I just cured. um, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, that I really get comfortable in my skin, you know. And I think the comments that we might listen from people who are close in our friends in school, but I think that the experience that that we have when we are children and during our teenage years, it's something that really I don't know the word in English, but mold on our self-esteem and how we perceive ourselves, you know. And just uh, seeing the next question here, I think that now people, we compare ourselves too much to what we see in social media, and that might not be that good, because you know, in social media people are always happy, they are always traveling, their lives seems amazing. And we might see that and we might think that, oh, I don't think I have a good life, and our self-esteem can get a little bit low because of that, you know. What about you, Inês?
Um, I I think we tend to believe negative comments about yourselves more easily than positive ones, and we especially remember the criticism which destroys our self-esteem. I believe therapy is necessary to overcome this issue. É, eu entendi o que você falou, Iago, e na minha infância, eu sofri muito bullying e eles me apelidaram de aberração. E existia um desenho animado chamado Cat Dog, que é a cabeça de um gato com a cabeça de um cachorro, e eles ficavam cantando a música do Cat Dog para mim. E ainda hoje eu lembro da letra da música.
Yes, children are terrible. We have to recognize that children, teenagers, we might not be that nice when we are that age, you know. But yeah.
Mas eu não sei como é dar a volta por cima. Eu tatuei o. Não o cat dog, mas eu tatuei uma. Eu tenho uma tatuagem, uma tatu, que é a cabeça de uma girafa e o corpo de um cavalo marinho, que é uma aberração, mas bem bonita, porque eu, de maneira romântica, eu quis dizer que uma aberração também pode ser bonita. É.
Yeah, I think that it's a good way to think
Escute.
about this traumatic event, right? Yeah.
I think I'm lucky, guys, because I didn't suffer so much with bullying. So I think I'm lucky a little bit. Um, and in your opinion, guys, you think it's I don't know, there is some reason specific people like do some jokes about the others, or just to have fun or something like that? Tipo, vocês acham que as pessoas, enfim, os adolescentes começam a fazer piadas, essas coisas por outra pessoa ser um pouco mais diferente, ou tipo, eu vou fazer piada porque eu quero ser engraçado?
I think,
Depende. Could you understand my question? Okay.
yeah.
A pessoa é diferente e eu acho que quem faz isso considera você fraco e você não vai ter como reagir, entendeu?
Yes. I think that what these people might listen in the house can influence their behavior too, because I don't know, maybe if you don't know, if your parents don't thought, I don't know how to say that, but don't ensinam você that you have to be respectful to other people no matter what, or you don't have to talk about the appearance of other people. You don't have to make fun of other people. I think that if you don't learn that when you are very young, you probably will do these kind of things when you are a teenager. But I really think that teenagers can be very mean because I can remember sometimes that I was mean with other people too. Something that I might said, not in the way that doing heavy bully, but we always might be might do some heavy comments about other people. But I think that it's something that you learn. You have to be respectful. You don't talk about others' appearance. That's not an important thing for you to talk about it. And I think that sometimes, as in I say, I think that they have the intention to make fun of you and think and see you as a weak person, and you never fight back. And we know that sometimes people fight back, and sometimes tragedy happens when they fight back. I always remember this video a long time ago that um, uh, it was an American school, I think, but a child was making fun of other child, and then the other just took them by the bag and throw them to the ground. And that's something that can happen, I think. I don't know if I answer your question because I think I started to talk about other things too.
No problem, no problem. I got the idea. Great. Guys, I think we'll go for one more question. Um, ah, I think it's the sixth. In your opinion, does social media help or worsen people's self-esteem? I think in general, can get worse because sometimes we see a lot of people with really good lives, with really good bodies, and we think, oh, I will not um, be in this level one day. Like, even though we know that's not everything true, because we don't post bad moments in our lives. Normally, we just post the best things that happens in our days. So I think it can worsen our self-esteem because we compare a lot with other people, and normally we compare like, okay, this is the life of these other people is better than mine, so my life is not so good. Normally we do this kind of comparison by um, thinking that our lives are worse. And what do you think, Inês?
I think um, social media also harm self-esteem through the unhealthy comparisons and the dependência on external validation. Eu penso que pode ser pior, acaba sendo pior para a autoestima, porque você assiste quem tem um estilo de vida perfeito, você acaba não sabendo que nunca vai ter. Tem muita falsidade, o Instagram só vende felicidade, e aí você acaba, poxa, minha vida é uma merda. Desculpa, minha vida não presta. E E também tem a questão da validação. Então, você posta uma foto, ela não tem o número de like que você queria, aí você fica triste. É isso. Entendi, Iago.
Yeah, I think that social media can be can get our self-esteem worst, I think. I was just thinking that, for example, for me, if I spend too much time, on Instagram on Sundays, especially, I think that on Sundays people are going out and seeing other people and being in other places, and I've just seen that in my house, and I think, oh, I think I should be traveling. I think I should go outside, And I live in a small town, and oh my God, I don't have nothing to do here. I think that I should go to another city. And you start to think these things. Um, when you were saying about social media in comparison and searching for other people's validation, I was thinking that, for example, I stopped to use Instagram stories a few years ago. I think that 2 or maybe 3 years ago, because I was I started to perceive that I was expecting that people sit there and say something about what they were seeing, and you know, I think that when I started to post on stories. I think that I started to get better in this search of other people's validation, because that's not a good thing, because you're searching validation for people sometimes they even don't know you, because in social media it's not only your family, it's not only your friends, you have other people that you only see that in the screen. So that was a thing that it was good for me, and then I never went back to use stories again because of this, you know.
So, let me see just if I understood. You don't post on your stories on Instagram.
Yes, I use Instagram, but I'm not a heavy user. I really don't like the social media. I think I prefer now maybe TikTok, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I post on Instagram, but only photos, but the stories I don't use anymore.
Oh, I understood. I normally use my Instagram to talk about my classes, about Spanish, as I am a Spanish teacher. So nowadays I use for work, but if I didn't use for work, I think I would use less, because I think we take a lot of time using the social media. We lose totally the like the time we spend there, and it's not so good.
Yes, that's something that I always try to find a balance. And on my cell phone, I use an app to block my social media or any other apps. For example, I have a half-hour limit to use some apps in my phone, and then when that time it's gone, I don't get to open them anymore till the next day.
Oh, it's really good. Like and if you open again, it happens something or no?
Open what again?
For example, it takes the time you put there. Like, I don't know, I used 1 hour of Instagram today, and it achieves this time. if you want to use again, it's possible or no?
Just if I change the timer. For example, if I try to open the Instagram now, appears this message that I have to change the time, or I can't open the app now. And that time just renew tomorrow, for example.
Oh, it's interesting.
I think that it's a good strategy if you want to spend less time on your cell phone.
Yes, yes. I think it's a good strategy. I like it. Guys, I think I go for one more question as we still have time. Um, yeah, Goy, we'll continue with you. Could you please read the question number 7 and answer?
Yes. In your opinion, how does self-esteem affect interpersonal relationships? I think that in interpersonal relationships, if you're not with a good self-esteem, you might, I don't know how to say that in English, but you might start to ceder in some situations that you need to have a strong opinion, or that you have a strong opinion, but you always lead leave to the other person the main decision, and I think that if you're not with a good self-esteem, other people will always uh, take the decisions by you. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but you kind of start to close into your head and your thoughts when they are not good, and you let other people choose what you do, what you see, what you listen, and you start to feel smaller, and that's not a good thing when you mostly if you have issues with your family, or if you don't have a good partner, you might get into an abusive relationship, for example, when you are now with a good self-esteem. Yeah, I think that's it. What about you, Fernanda? What do you think?
I think it affects like you it really affects how you relate with other people. If you have a good self-esteem, I think you can communicate better with other people with more confidence. And if you have a low self-esteem, you can be a little bit insecure about talking with other people, and also have some difficulty to trust others. So I think it can influence how we communicate with other people. And what about you, Inês?
I think um, um, a person which low self-esteem tends to have less confidence in their interpersonal relationships. For example, a person with low self-esteem might feel that no one is interested in their opinion. A pessoa fica sem autoconfiança, ela acaba sem falar o que pensa, e isso dificulta qualquer relação, seja friends, with boyfriend, with parents. É isso aí.
Oh, okay. I understood. And I agree, like I think it can influence how we relate our relation with others, how we how can I say? Yeah, how we communicate, if we have more confidence or no. I agree. Guys, I think I will keep some questions, and I would like to do the question number 10. So, do you think even celebrities suffer from low self-esteem? And can you give an example? Yes, I think even famous people can suffer. Like I know, I thought about Demi Lovato. I think she had some problems with her self-esteem, with her body image, and she's a famous person. She has money and all the things people say is the reason of happiness. So I think it can happen. It can happen even with celebrities. And what about you, Inês?
Yes, I I think I, I agree. I think pensei em Demi Lovato também. No geral, acho que eles colocam muitos filtros e isso mostra que eles têm autoestima bem baixa, sabe? Por exemplo, a Sandy. A Sandy já falou isso, que ela não consegue aparecer nos stories do Instagram sem filtro. Então, assim, que é uma pessoa da minha geração, assim, que é perfeita, a Sandy, e ela não consegue. Então, é isso. And you? And you, Iago?
Yes, I think that money is not doesn't guarantee anything for people. Of course, with money you can have a, a good support of um, doctors and medicine if you need it, and you know you might have some things easier when you need help, but money doesn't guarantee anything, I think. And I think that everybody, even celebrities, has something that they don't like about themselves. I don't. I think about. I didn't think about anyone in specific, but I was thinking about Lineke's new album. I don't know if you guys heard it, but Caju. And I was seeing some interviews with her, and and she was saying that she only could make this album when she felt that she healed some things in herself, you know, with and and she talks about after doing a lot of therapy that she could, oh, now I think that I am comfortable to love someone and and to to feel worthy of the other person's love, you know. And yeah, I think that that's something that affects everyone, even if you have a lot of money.
Yes, yeah, nobody's like safe from having low self-esteem.
Yeah, the album Caju really impacted me, but I always remember that the latest Twitter drama was about the price of Lineker's cap. A última treta do Twitter que eu vou lembrar para sempre é que foi o preço do boné com o nome Caju, o boné da Lineker. Foi a última discussão que teve assim no Twitter, quando ele caiu, sabe? Era sobre o preço do boné, que era caro, alto.
And it was sold out immediately. People are still looking there for buy.
Oh, great. Guys, we just have some minutes to finish. I will not do more questions. I would like to know from you how it was today's conversation. I enjoyed a lot. I can say that for you. And what about you, Iago? How was the conversation for you?
Yeah, it was great. I think that it's a good topic to talk about it. I think that talk about self-esteem always can bring a lot of things. I I was reading this book yesterday that I about this character that he doesn't have a good self-esteem, and he always perceive himself in other people's eyes, and and other people was always telling to him, oh, you, I think that you overthinking things too much, or not what you think, and I think that that's something that we always can think, that when we pass through a time that we are not good with our self-esteem, try to think that I don't think that this thought that I am having now is true. Uh, you know, it's not that easy, but try to think about that. Yeah, it was a good topic, and a great conversation with you too. Thank you.
Oh, great. I'm glad you like it. And what about you, Inês?
I enjoyed our conversation, and I appreciate your patience with my switching between Portuguese and the English. You were kind and lovely. Have a great week. Thank you.
Oh, great. Thank you. Guys, I said for you my LinkedIn if you want to add me in this social media. I don't know if you have, but normally people have here in LinkedIn, so I sent here. If you want to add me, it was a pleasure having this conversation with you, Iago and Inês. Hope to see you again in others immersions here. And if you want to come back next week, it will be a pleasure. Thank you. Have a great week, guys.
Thank you. You too.